All right, are you ready? Welcome everybody. SR Broadcasting. We're here with GAC Racing League in the 360 Sprint Dirt Car Series at William Grove Speedway. I'm here with Joe Mitchell tonight. We're going to be bringing this to you live. What's up, Joe?
Oh, not much. Just got home from 4-day camping trip. Tired and run down, but happy to be here.
You have enough dirt? You ready for some more?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. This is the second time here at Williams Grove. We're at race number 6 of 12, so we're at the halfway mark. And as we got written down in here, Tony Gray is your leader. Tony Gray is up in the top in the points. Dean Viney following, and right behind Dean Viney is Mark Koshik, Michael Palmer, Chuck Shaw Jr. Top five in the points, man. So we seen what was it? I think was it the last race or the race before? Tony Gray had a little bit of a hard time. Dean Viney closed up just a little bit on him. We'll see how he does tonight.
And had some issues at Lanier with Kevin Cornelius. Those guys were running 1 and 2 for quite a while and ended up checking up for a lap car, I believe, and bad stuff happens.
Excuse me. Oh man, I got this. I don't know if it's. Never really had allergies before, but I think I might be a victim of allergies, man. But should be a pretty good race here tonight. Let's take a look at the weather on the track. 75 degrees, 102 track temperature, clear skies. The track looks real nice, man. Got that real dark red clay look to it, man. Looks really good. See a little bit of dust flying around. Let's see. Top five right now in speed is Tony Gray, Randy Perdue, Chris Samard, Michael Palmer, and Dean Viney. Fastest five out there tonight. Let's go over the points real quick. Right now, the way it sits, Tony Gray is in the lead. He's holding on to the lead in the point standings at the halfway mark. Dean Viney is in second. Mark Koshik is in third. Michael Palmer's in fourth. Chuck Shaw Jr. is rounding out the fifth. John Estes having a real good run so far. He's up in sixth. Billy Rodenbarger is in seventh. We move back to eighth to Jim Locking. Ninth to Randy Perdue. 10th, Dwayne LaPrade. And I haven't really seen Dwayne LaPrade much on the track. We haven't really spent a whole lot of time with him. I know the last couple of seasons he was a front runner. He might be like me, not really too much into the dirt or. Then we go to 11th, Ralph Connor Jr. 12th is Len McNeese. 13th is Harvey Scott. And 14th is Kevin Cornelius. So, we'll see how it's going to shake out here tonight. But it's funny to see, how things can go go awry so quick, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I'm, I know we keep talking about Tony Gray, but he won the first 4 events, and then that 5th one got involved. He ended up finishing the race 1 or 2 laps down. That really closed the points battle up, and yeah, it's still what we're halfway through the season. Anything can happen. Everything on these tracks happens so fast too that you just never know. It almost has that super speedway feel when it comes to points anyway.
Yeah, and like if you look, man, I just love the way the track looks right now. It's got a lot of rubber building up. Once they go to qualify and come back out, the track will be, resurfaced. The rubber will be gone, so the cars are going to change up just a little bit, and we'll have to see how much rubber gets built up. Hopefully these guys can get some green flag runs, get that rubber built up, see who's going to be down looking in the bottom, who's going to be up in the top. But 6 races down already out of 12. Last week we had to reschedule the race because Dean Viney decided to have a fight with a spider and get poisoned by the spider and end up going into the hospital and having surgery. But good to see he's back and doing okay. But I'll tell you what, he said he was out in his shop doing some work out there when he got bit. So I said, if it was me, which I believe he's probably going to do, I'd be out there with the bombs, man, and I'd be making sure there's nothing going to be alive out in that shop.
Hey, I'm not a huge fan of spiders. I don't like snakes either. We went hiking on a trail earlier today, and I said, I'm telling you, if I see a snake, I'm shooting it. So it could be a 3-inch long baby snake. He's done. So I don't blame him for wanting to try to get rid of any little creepy critters running around.
Well, I'll tell you what. Before that, I never really would kill spiders all that much, but after hearing that about Dean, I seen a couple of spiders floating around here, and I kind of gave him the foot. And I was like, man, I couldn't tell you the difference between a poisonous spider and a non-poisonous spider. So guess what? I'll just be safe and take them all. But we got some good-looking cars out there. We see. I seen a driver out here that I haven't seen much. Chris Samard.
Yeah, he's here tonight. Haven't really seen him. I don't think he's started one of the dirt races yet. And I know we were talking a little bit about Dwayne LaPrade. I don't think he's out here tonight. So still some shakeups can happen. So
Yeah, if he misses tonight's race, that'll put him back in the points a little bit further. You only need one missed race or one bad race to hurt. The points are really that close. So all you need is a bad finish, and that can drop you a couple positions. Still 6 more races to go after this, so only halfway through. We've seen a lot of different changes going on halfway already. So I'm sure as the season closes in more, the pressure is definitely going to amp up. And these guys are getting these cars down. This is the first season that they did the dirt, so they're definitely getting the feel for it, and more comfortable out here on the track. Definitely putting on a better show. So I expect to see something pretty decent here tonight.
yeah, I mean, Randy Purdue is actually tied with Tony Gray for fastest lap time right now through practice. So we've seen Randy have a little bit of struggles early on at the start of this season, but kind of looks like things are starting to shape up for him, showing some really good speed here tonight.
Just watching Jim Locken going around. I believe they're going to be going in for their drivers meeting. So excuse me, got to try and get rid of that. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll run our national anthem, and then we'll come back. Maybe we'll go over the points again when we get back, and then these guys will be ready to qualify. I believe there's 44 laps here tonight, so it should be a pretty good run. Couple of fast repairs here, so we can get the guys back out on the track. So sit tight. Let's go to the national anthem. We'll be right back. Okay, don't forget, tune in next week, Monday night, 8:45, USA Speedway. That'll be the next race here for GAC. That'll be race number 7. Right now, the guys are in drivers meeting. They should be releasing them pretty soon to let them get back out on the track for a little bit more. We'll go over the points one more time here in case you came in here late. Right now, the point standings at race number 6 out of 12 for this season. We have Tony Gray, Dean Viney, Mark Koshix, Michael Palmer, Chuck Shaw Jr., John Estes, Billy Rodenbarger, Jim Locking, Randy Perdue, Dwayne LaPrade, Ralph Connor Jr., Len McNeese, Harvey Scott, and Kevin Cornelius. That's the top 14. And let's see, the top 5 right now in speed are Tony Gray, Randy Perdue, Chris Samard, Michael Palmer, and Dean Viney. So it should be a pretty good race. I believe there's 44 laps here tonight. There is a couple of fast repairs, and we see the guys are getting cut out right now. So the drivers' meeting is over. They're going to come out. There's a couple, 15 seconds or so left, and we'll go right to qualify. We expect to see a pretty good race here tonight, and hope you enjoy the show. And don't forget, next week, Monday night, USA Speedway. Come on out. 8:45. Check out GAC at race number 7. We'll see if Tony Gray can increase his lead here again over Dean Viney tonight, or is Dean Viney going to do something with him and go ahead and tighten up that gap just a little bit more. So let's see who is out. Let's go with Chris Samard. Chris Samard had number 77 Mountain Dew. Nice looking car.
Looks like these guys, they're starting to run some of these tracks for the second time this season, so maybe they learned some lessons the first time around, and maybe these guys will pick up some speed and make life hard on Tony Gray here in the second half.
Yeah, I think Dean was saying the second time around, they had to set up for the first time. They can go ahead and work on it a little bit, make it a little bit better. Looks like Tony Gray does jump up to the top spot again so far. Mark Koshix running in second. See Jim Locking right now in that number 91. He's showing in 7th.
So Ray jumps up to second place.
Yeah, he was pretty quick during the practice too. And you see Chris Samard back up there in 3rd. Let's go take a look with Dean Viney. Dean Viney was, I believe, in the top 5 there. Plus, he's 2nd in the point standing. So we'll see if he's got anything tonight. See if he's going to be driving with that hand hanging out the window from the fight with the spider. That's definitely not a lot of fun, man. Trying to wheel it, after having your hand cut open.
No, that definitely makes life difficult. Luckily, though, with the dirt cars, I know guys don't run a whole lot of force feedback, so hopefully that's a little bit easier.
So right now, Dean Viney in 12th. See if he can pull a faster time this time by. Does move up to the 10th spot. We'll go look at Chuck Shaw Jr. in that number 56. Right now, Chuck shown in 15th. Let's see what kind of time he gets coming across the line here. You're pretty good at these, right?
At the sprint cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like driving these. It's not really a whole lot of off throttle time. Kind of throw the car into the corner with the brakes, and then almost like driving an asphalt car. You just keep it planted. It seems like if you lift off, you run into a lot of troubles. Your car starts moving all over the place, and like you really want to drive these cars with the brake, getting it to pitch through the corner.
Yeah, I remember when I first came out into these cars when the dirt was released. I was driving them like an asphalt car. You helped me get through with these and with the late models too. But it's been so long. When I try to go back in now just to mess around, man, I totally forgot how to run them. I can get a few laps in, but you know, I would like to run a season in the dirt because I'd like to improve in my dirt driving here on iRacing. But I don't know, man. I just ain't got the time. But we're looking right now. Gary Schenken at number 25. He is up in sixth. See Tony Gray, Chris Samard, Randy Perdue, Mark Koshix, Ralph Connor Jr.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of different names up in the top 5 this week.
Tony Gray does take the top spot. Doesn't look like anybody is going to have anything for him. See Gary Shank come by, still sitting in sixth. See if Gary can do anything this time by. I'm sure the clock is running down. And that'll keep Gary in sixth. So we'll just wait now for the clock to run out. Tony Gray is going to be your pole setter here tonight. Man, I still got that little tickle in my throat, man. What's up there, Mr. Adam Baker? How you doing? Got Adam in chat.
Hey Adam, how's it going?
All right, we're going to go over the grid here. Starting off tonight on the pole is going to be Tony Gray. Second place is going to be Chris Samard. Starting third will be Randy Perdue. Starting fourth is going to be Mark Koshix. Starting fifth will be Ralph Connor Jr. Starting sixth is Gary Shank. Shane Gross will be starting seventh. Len McNeese going to take that eighth spot. Jim Locking's going to start ninth. Dean Viney's going to start 10, Joe.
Michael Palmer starts 11th tonight, 12th place Billy Rodenberger. John Estes will start 13th. 14th is Chuck Shaw Jr. and rounding out the field in 15th is Paul Cohen.
Nice. So we have Tony Gray and Chris Samard up in the front. And then we have the 5 of Randy Perdue and the 33, Mark Koshik, starting in row 2. I know there's double file starts on the first start. I'm not really sure if they're going back to single file starts now after this. I know we did for a little bit in the beginning, but I should have checked with Dean to see if they did change that or not. So we're just waiting right now for that pace truck to get these guys moving, and we'll see what they got here tonight. Definitely looks good though, man. I love the color of the track. You see the track is kind of reset right now, so once we do get some laps on, you'll see that rubber build up. You'll see some of the spots start coming through. And you know, Joe, they'll be searching for grip.
Yeah, I think the initial start of this, a lot of guys are going to be running low, and the low line gets beat up pretty quick. If you could get the whole field running there for about 10 laps, these guys are going to start moving up the track and sliding around, starting a search. So should be interesting here.
All right, we got the pace truck moving, so everybody's going to get lined up here 2 by 2. We'll wait for this pace truck to go on in. Get these boys fired up tonight here at Williams Grove. You're watching GAC Racing League, the 360 Sprint Car Series, Williams Grove Speedway, second time by. This is race number 6 of 12, so we are halfway there. Yeah, I heard him, Chris saying thanks for letting him run here tonight. He hasn't been out here. He's doing pretty good, starting second tonight. Just
yeah, it's not bad.
I was going to say, I was just answering Adam in the chat. I probably should let you know because you're like, what's he talking about?
Not very good, sir.
Sorry, bro.
Now it'll be interesting to see though, 'cause I know Chris doesn't really do a whole lot of dirt stuff, so qualified up front. Let's see if he can do anything with it tonight with the guys that have been doing it all year long.
Yeah, and he's good on the asphalt side, so I'd be curious to see how he does here on the dirt. All right, pace truck is going in, and we're getting ready to go green. Tony Gray going to lead him to the start on the inside line. And we're waiting for that flag to drop. And we are green here tonight. Williams Grove, GAC. Tony Gray off to a good start. See Randy Perdue go ahead and take second. Chris Samard shuffles back to third. Ralph Connor back there in fourth. And we got a whole bunch of guys a little bit further back fighting out. Ooh, Len McNeese up into the rails, keeps it straight.
Man, they put those guys 3 wide for a second there. Definitely not what you want. This track's a lot skinnier than you think.
And it's so easy to hit that rail and come back down into the track. Good job with it there. Back to Dean Viney in 11th right here. Right behind the 84 of Len McNeese. Go back up to 7th. We got Shane Gross, and then right up in front of them, it looks like Chris Samard right now moving back a little bit. Nope, Chris Samard's sitting in third. I got it mixed up with another driver. So far, doing a good job here. 33. Mark Koshik's right now sitting in 5th.
It's like kind of a little battle going on here between Gary Shane Grove. And Shane goes up into the wall.
And the yellow does come out.
It looked like Shane kept trying to slide it down onto the inside of Gary and might have got back to the power too soon and just pushed him straight up towards the wall there.
Take a quick look at the 41 here with the 25. Yeah, you see, once he got up into that loose stuff up in the top, ooh, but he does get back down on all four. They do a good job avoiding him. You see Len McNeese real close there. All right, so we are under pace right now. We got Tony Gray out front. Randy Perdue second. Chris Samard holding on to third. Ralph Connor Jr. in fourth. Mark Koshik in fifth. Tony Gray right now hanging on to the lead. 7 laps led.
Looks like Shane Gross gonna hit pit road, get that car repaired.
Yeah, not a bad idea, especially if you have the repair. I believe there's at least 2, there might be 3 repairs out here tonight. So definitely going to be helpful to have. I wouldn't mind driving that pace truck around a little bit.
Yeah, does look fun. Something different on iRacing anyway.
You see the Rallycross videos that they've been putting out. Rallycross going to be coming soon.
No, I just got on earlier and I saw the announcement. It's going to be pretty awesome. I love watching Rallycross.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully they tuned it in pretty good. I'm definitely looking forward to that. All right, looks like we're going to have a double file restart. So that's good. And we're going to get ready to go back green. You see Tony Gray on the inside as the pace truck does go in. Side by side, they come out of the turn waiting for that green flag to drop. And the green flag is out. Looks like Randy Perdue got a pretty good start. see, who is that on the outside? Looks like Ralph Connor Jr. Oh, the 33 spins around. So we see Mark Koshik's going around. Drivers do avoid him. I was looking, I believe it was Ralph Connor Jr. made a nice move on the outside right before that yellow came out. Let me go back and take a look and see if I was right or not. I thought he powered it out on the outside. And it looks like he was going to get around the 77. And I think maybe the yellow came out because you see him side by side, 77. He might have got him at the line.
Yeah, it's showing him in third right now, so I
Yeah.
think he did get the spot from that.
I kind of caught it from the corner of my eye. I was going to go back to it, and then I saw the 33 spin out. But he powered a move right there on the outside, man. That was pretty good. But if you take a look at the track now, you see how much the track is starting to dry out down there at the bottom already.
Yeah, they're starting to throw that loose, wet dirt all the way up to the top of the track, and they keep running like they are. They're going to be running up there soon, searching for that. I will say, these last couple starts, it seems like these guys are really getting these starts and restarts down. Saw some issues earlier in the season where guys were trying to time it just right, and if you time it wrong, it gets pretty ugly pretty quick in these cars.
Yeah.
These last couple starts went really well. Looks like everyone's starting to get the timing of those down really well.
Yeah, we're just looking at some of the paints on the cars. It got Tony Gray in the old schools Motorsports up in the front, and then I like Ralph Connor Jr.'s car, man. Got that Mighty Mouse on the side wing. Definitely a pretty cool paint scheme going on there. All right, we're lined up again. Joe, you want to bring them on?
Yes, sir.
See some wheelies going on back there on that number 71.
It's like that pace truck's hitting pit road. Guys starting to tighten them up coming out of turn 4. Green flag's out. We're back underway. Looks like your front 2 rows got a really good start that time.
Yeah, it looked like they were kind of playing a little bit of cat and mouse there, man. You see side by side, you see the number 1 of Ralph Connor Jr. there trying to power his way back through. Christian Martin at 77 trying to find another way back around. Oh, he makes contact with the 5.
What a save.
And Randy Perdue does save it, but a yellow does come out, and I believe that was Chuck Shaw Jr. in the 74.
Yeah, it looked like that kind of accordioned into the back of the field, but what a save by Randy Perdue. That car was completely sideways. I don't know how he did that, but that was awesome.
Ooh, I got to see that again. Let me back that up one more time. Let's watch the 56 of Chuck Shaw Jr. here. Looked like he might have went down too low and just got into the... Yeah, I don't know if the 74 had a little help with it, but he definitely got down into that rail. All right, let's take a quick look here at our summary. We had 16 laps, 0 lead changes. We're on the caution number 3. Right now your top 5 are Tony Gray, Ralph Connor Jr., Randy Perdue, Chris Samard, Gary Shank now moving up into that top 5 spot.
Yeah, we see a lot of these guys. They start around mid-pack. I think it just doesn't really suit their style being on a freshly prepped and watered down track. And once it starts to dry out a little bit and get some more grip, it's when some of these guys start to make their way to the front, like Gary and Jim's another one. He does that too.
Yeah, and Jim was saying he thought it was mostly luck, but he's definitely improved from the first 2 races. I mean, he's had some really good finishes the last couple races, and, we see him move his way through.
I mean, he's sitting in 7th right now, so not too sure. That's all luck. He's been up around the top 5 a lot the last several weeks.
All right, we're lined up side by side again one more time. Get these guys going and see if anybody has anything for Tony Gray. So far, Tony Gray having a good night here. Pace truck does go in. We're going to wait for the green flag. This time, Ralph Connor Jr. up on the outside.
Green's out.
I saw a little bit of spin tires going on back there in that outside line. Tony Gray going to get out to a really good start. Back here where we got battling going on with the 91 of Jim Locking, the 31 of Michael Palmer, the 71 of Dean Viney, and the 41 of Shane Gross. And we have a car on their side. It was the number 1 of Ralph Connor. And we see the pace truck just drive right on through. All right, let's go back and take a look how that all came about. See the one up high. Oh, he makes contact with the wall. Tries to save it, gets into the 25, and it was on from there. And then we see the 74 hit the 25. And then, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of snowballed into about 4 or 5 cars right there.
He almost had it saved. We've seen a couple of good saves here tonight, too. I mean, I know I've hit that rail plenty. It's really hard to control that car once that car gets up into the rail like that. We've definitely seen some good moves here.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, they're open wheeled and everything, but I think the way the front tires are towed out, that when you hit the wall like that, it doesn't want to come back off the wall. It wants to climb up the wall. So it makes life extremely difficult.
And we do see him climb. So we see him coming by now. They're going to be getting lined up 2 by 2 to get ready to go back again. Big change in the track already, man. You saw how wet and fresh it was when they first came out here. 21 laps to go, and I mean, it looks dry. I don't really see too much rubber down yet, though. Do you?
No, not really. I mean, I think had it stayed green, if we wouldn't have had those couple cautions, it would have. But looks like the pace truck hits pit road one more time. Got Randy Perdue, Tony Gray on the front row. Green flags out. They're back underway. Pretty much a dead even start for your front 2 guys. We'll see if Randy can power through on that outside.
Tell you what, man. Tony Gray gets a great run down on that inside on those starts. Here comes Samard, the 91 of Jim Locking. 31 of Michael Palmer, and Dean Viney moving back up there now into 6th.
Had a few cars coming off pit road. Luckily they checked up a little bit.
Take a look from the side of Dean Viney's car here. Dean Viney right now sitting in 6th. Great move right there, keeping off of the 31. Go up here to Chris Samard sitting in 4th, trying to make a move down low, not able to do it. Look at Jim Locking right now sitting in 3rd and closing in on the 2nd place driver here.
The man who says it's all luck. Working his way up front here.
And meanwhile, Tony Gray is out front.
Trying to find some battles on the track.
Yeah, they kind of spread out a little bit, but it looks like the 91 getting around the 77 of Chris Samard now, so the 91 going to move in a second. Chris Samard going to shuffle back to third, and now it looks like Michael Palmer going to try and get around the 77 of Chris Samard in a minute here.
It looks like Jim's running that high line.
Oh, Michael Palmer into the wall. Does he hang on to it? Yeah.
Chris is trying to make that low line work to get around Jim here for third place. He hasn't quite been able to do it yet. He's sticking with him.
Jim's running way high up that line too, man. He's got that little bit more momentum coming out there. You see him really grip on, see all that dirt flying. Chris gonna have the advantage going in.
Looks like he will make that pass, and it opens the door for the 71 of Dean Viney to try to use that inside here.
These guys are fighting it out pretty good here. $11 laps to go. Sitting here with Dean Viney in fifth, looking at the 91 of Jim Locking. Right up in front of them is back to Chris Samard and Randy Perdue. Oh, Jim Locking into. Wow. Go back real quick and see what happened. We were inside with Jim when that happened too. Not really sure what all took place there. If it was just driver error or contact. See Jim taking it down low, sliding up way high. And he just hits the wall pretty hard. Wow. One more time, Len McNeese, man. He's gets by luckily. All right, so right now you got Tony Gray, Randy Perdue, Chris Samard, Dean Viney, Shane Gross, your top five. We've only had one leader so far, and that is Tony Gray. And we're coming to 8 laps to go, man. That's the only thing that's with the dirt series, man. It's so fast.
Yeah, they go by quick. Looks like we'll have about a 5 or 6 lap shootout here to the finish, so it should be good. It looks like that low line, that preferred line's kind of starting to go away a little bit. You see it getting kind of dark there. The guys that are running in the middle of the track are up high, really making it work and making some passes up there. So we'll see what happens here in the end.
So we got Mr. Tony Gray up front in that 00 in the old school's motorsports paint. Oh man, sorry about that. We're gonna wait for the pace truck to go in, and this could be the final start of the night here. Tony Gray, Randy Perdue once again side by side up in that front row. Green flag is out. Looks like a good start. Randy Perdue does get a good start out there, just not able to really gain too much coming out. And as I say that, he kind of gets it.
He's going to... Oh, man, that's close. They almost...
And I saw something going on back a little bit further that brought the yellow out.
The 41 of Shane Gross is around on the front stretch.
Hopefully they can get this cleaned up and maybe get a quick shootout here. I saw a bunch of cars get together. Let's go back and take a look. 41 down low, 31 on the outside, 71. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Looks like maybe the 71 got forced down a little bit, maybe. Let's go take a look from Dean Viney's perspective here. And see, Dean makes a little bit of contact with the 77 and then into the 41. So kind of hard to really see what happened.
Yeah, sometimes there's just one coming up, one coming down, and you got to meet somewhere. I know the 5 of Randy Perdue did not want to see that yellow because that was the best shot he's had so far at taking over the race lead.
Yeah, he was definitely closing in right there, too. Right now, the way we got him sitting is Tony Gray, Randy Perdue, Chris Samard, Dean Viney, and Len McNeese, your top 5. And then we go back to Michael Palmer, John Estes, Paul Cohen, Mark Koshik, Shane Gross, your top 10. So we'll see right now, 3 laps to go. We'll see if the lights go out, and maybe we can get a 2-lap shootout here and see if Randy Perdue is going to be able to capitalize on that start. Lights do go out. They're going side by side, Joe, so we are going to get one more shot at this. Seems like Randy Perdue definitely gets a good start, a good jump, but going into the turn, Tony Gray definitely has the speed on that inside line, man, which is surprising to see that inside line working the way it is.
Yes, sir. His truck's in for the last time tonight.
Sit tight, hang on tight, we're going.
Green's out. They're back underway again. Looks like Tony got a pretty good advantage on Randy right there.
And we see some banging with the 84 and the 71. Look at Randy Perdue trying hard on the outside. And looks like Tony Gray going to make it to the line. Randy Perdue and Chris Samard going to finish 3rd.
That was crazy. I don't know if we caught it. We were looking at the Len McNeese and Dean Viney getting 3 wide there for a little bit, but they were 4 wide further back in the pack on that restart. That was nuts.
Yeah, they were. We seen some contact, some banging, some beating going on, man. Everybody trying to get up to that spot. Tony Gray does come out of here leading 44 laps here. Takes home the win, starts on the pole. Definitely going to help him in the standings. So we'll get a word in a couple of minutes with Tony Gray, Randy Perdue, and Chris Samard. We'll start from 3 and work our way down to number 1. Let's see if we can give them a minute to gather themselves up, and then we'll get a word in with Chris Samard here. See how Chris feels about this dirt. Hey, Chris Samard, Paul and Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, good to see you out here. Do you run much dirt, or is this something that you kind of like me stay away from a little bit?
I really like running dirt. I haven't run it in a while, so I kind of want. I had some free time. I kind of wanted to come out and see what I could do, but it's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, you look pretty good out there, man. You started, started good. You finished in 3rd. You definitely kept it strong. We were kind of watching to see how you do. We know you're good on asphalt on the oval, so we were curious to see how you do in the dirt. Got a real nice looking Mountain Dew car out there tonight. How'd the track feel to you?
The track felt good. I ran the bottom, tried to anyways, for most of the race, and that seemed to be the fastest way around. But I kind of need to work a little bit of my corner entry. I kind of screwed up a couple times, and I think that last caution there, I got it started to push, and I think I caused that. It was just hard racing, but I apologize to anyone that I screwed up in the points, but all in all, it was a good night. So
Yeah, it definitely was a good race here tonight, man. You look good out there. It was good to see you out there. You know, we try to keep an eye on who's here. And like I said, we know you're good on the asphalt side, so we wanted to see if you can back it up on the dirt, which we saw, man. So good to see you out here. Good finish, man. Third place. Congratulations for it. And before we let you get out of here, anybody you want to shout out to?
I just want to thank GAC and thank Dean for letting me come out for kind of a one race deal because I don't know exactly when I'll be able to come back on Monday nights, but it was a lot of fun. Thank you for broadcasting the race and my wife and son.
All right, man. Congratulations on the third, and it's always good to see when a driver can come out, man. Go celebrate, bud. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. There was Chris Samard, and you heard him. He doesn't, get to run much dirt, but he does enjoy it. He obviously was pretty good. He finished third here tonight. Let's see if we can get a word in with Randy Perdue.
Hey, Randy, it's Joe and Paul up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. How you doing, guys?
We're doing all right, man. How are you?
Oh, doing good. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we saw. We were looking at the practice times and saw that you and Tony were tied up there in practice for pretty much the entire practice session. You qualify third. You bring it home second. You had a really great race tonight. How did it all go from your point of view?
Oh, it went great. And last caution there kind of fell into my hands just to have a shot. Tony's so fast. He's really good. Once he gets away, he's gone. That was the only chance I would have had was a restart. We were talking about that after the checkered flag a while ago.
Yeah, well, we saw that second to last caution set up what I thought was probably your best shot that you had at trying to get that lead away from Tony. We saw you started pretty much dead even with him, and I know from the look of it you didn't lift going through 1 and 2 because you pulled out right next to him again. I know you were pushing really hard right there, and you had a really good shot to take that lead away, and then that last caution came out. Were you a little upset about that, or did you feel like that was your best shot right there to try and get it away from him?
I guess I really wasn't upset about the last caution. I just started strategizing, just try to be sure to be on that green, be on the gas on the green. I think that caution that you were talking about on the restart, I actually managed to get to the line before he did and led a lap, so that's pretty good. But it was probably my best shot. I got a better start at that one and had a better run on him.
Yeah, we thought for sure that bottom line, it looked like it was starting to go away a little bit. It was kind of starting to slick off, and you had some good dirt in the line that you were running, and it showed. And you definitely put on a heck of a show trying to make something happen there at the end. Unfortunately, you come up one spot short tonight, but nonetheless a great run. We know that several guys started off to a rocky beginning of the season, and we're starting to hit some of these tracks for the second time. It's nice to see some guys turn it around, and you bring it home in second place tonight. That's nothing to be ashamed of right there.
Most definitely a good points day. I missed the one race because I lost internet right before the race started, so kind of had to dig out of a hole.
Yes,
this is real good for that.
Yeah, well, it's good to see you bounce back. You come out here, you have a really strong run tonight. Hopefully you can carry that on in the next week. I believe we're heading to USA Speedway. Do you think you have anything for those guys over there?
Yeah, I think I can make a good strong showing there. It's a lot like this, only a little shorter, and the turns are a little tighter, but it kind of drives the same way. And I seem to do pretty decent here and there both.
Yep. Well, hopefully we see some more of you up front next week, and hopefully we get to talk to you again. But congratulations on the good run tonight. Before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to thank?
I'd just like to thank Dean. I know he works hard to get this put on. It's glad to have him back and recovering and healthy, healthy enough to run the race anyway. So it's good to have him back, and appreciate you guys up there in the booth broadcasting. I like to get off of here after we race and catch it on the replay. So it's y'all do a great job.
Well, thank you, sir. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate the good shows that you guys put on that we get to put out there for everyone to see. So, again, congratulations on the second place finish tonight, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you very much. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Good run, buddy.
Thank you much.
All right, we'll try to get a word in with Tony Gray here, the winner of tonight's race. Tony Gray, Paul and Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. We got you, Paul.
Hey, man, good run here again tonight. After last week, good to see you pull it back together here and come out up on top. How was the race for you?
Man, it was good. Like I say, it was a lot of fun. I mean, anytime I get on this dirt and run, but the race was real good right there in the middle. We got that kind of long green flag run there, and that was really good. So it was definitely a lot of fun tonight. It was definitely good to bounce back from the week before last, having that little bit of bad luck there. But like I say, I've said before, when you got here dirt track racing, you're gonna have nights like that. So you just got to gather it back up and come back again.
Yeah, for sure. We seen you real good, man, on the starts. Even the couple times Randy Perdue was on the outside there and start off with you guys seem to be pretty even at the line, and you would take advantage going into that inside line, even with the track a little bit worn and dried out. I was surprised to see it. Was that kind of expected for you? You know, like when you were driving in, did you just know that inside line was going to give you that runoff that you wanted?
Well, no, I didn't exactly know, especially the last two cautions. I weren't 100%. I mean, I was debating whether to pick the outside. I knew the track was getting to the point where the outside was definitely going to, I felt, was probably going to be faster, but it was still to the point that it's hard to make that decision and give that inside look, because the inside line is definitely the fastest way around. If you can stay on the inside of the black and get any kind of traction at all, I mean, you definitely got the advantage on the inside. But so it definitely looked out. I knew that second before last caution, and he hung there for the outside. And then when last caution come out, it really worried me. I was like, man, should I take the outside or not? But I chose to take the inside, and it just happened to work out for me tonight. But just a chance you take there towards the end of these races when the track starts getting slick.
Yeah. Hey, could you, on that last restart, could you see him out there? I mean, I know with the wing on that car, it's really hard to see to your right. Could you tell where he was, or were you just kind of focusing forward to try and keep that lead? Because if you go back and look at the replay, when you go back and look at the broadcast, you'll see right before that final caution, it looked like that was his best chance to maybe give something for you. Were you able to, like I said, keep track of that or see any of that, or just, like I said, just focus forward?
No, I could see him. I actually run the Oculus, so I was able to actually turn over there and look, and I can actually see up under the wing. So I could see he was out there, and I was trying to give him all the room I could. And I actually went into the corner a little bit harder than probably what I should have. And, when you do that, you're carrying so much momentum, it just kind of pushes you up the racetrack. So I hope I didn't crowd him too much there. But, so like I said, I definitely knew he was there. I mean, like I said, I was just trying to give him all the room I could, but let this thing stretch out too.
Well, it was good, man. You come out of here. I thought you had 44 laps led, but he did beat you to the line on one of the starts, so it scored him for one of the laps. But you come out of here with 43 laps led. You started on the pole. You take home the win here, man. The Old Schools Motorsports. Looks like Breast Cancer Awareness Month. 360 out there is looking sharp. You are going to hang on to your lead here in the standings. And we'll have to wait for the points to go up and see what kind of shakeup was from second place on. But definitely a real good run. Next week, USA. Going back to USA again for the second time. You feel like going back there a second time going to be for your advantage?
I don't know if it'll be any advantage or not. All these guys are getting better and better. I mean, Randy's definitely he stepped his game up, and a lot of these guys have. So. I don't think I'm going to have no more of an advantage going back for the second time, but I like USA, which I like all the dirt tracks. So, but I think it's going to be a lot tougher. I mean, I can tell each and every week. I mean, that these guys are getting better and better, and so it's going to be a tough race, but it should be fun.
Yeah, I tell you what, we've been talking about that too in the broadcast, man. Seemed like everybody's starting to get to that zone now. We're in the race. This was race number 6. Guys are starting to get the feel for it, starting to relax a little bit behind the wheel of these things, and you can see a lot of different guys now starting to head towards the front, and they're trying to put that pressure on you, man. So these next 6 races are definitely going to be awareness races, man. You're gonna have to stay aware of who's coming, who's going, man, because I think these guys ain't gonna let you try and run away with this so easy.
No, that's for sure. And like I say, it's a different ball game when you can, I fight each and every week to do my best to qualify on the front row and try to jump out there because it's such a big advantage. I mean, you get back there in traffic and, you can't run the line you want to run. And so them guys are doing an awesome job running the way they are. So, if I weren't qualifying up on the front row like I would, it'd be a whole different outcome. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can keep the momentum going.
All right, man. Well, listen, congratulations on the win here tonight and hanging on to that points lead. And before we let you get out of here and celebrate, anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, definitely want to thank Dean and Lynn over at GAC, all the work and everything they put into this stuff to keep it going. Glad Dean was able to make it back tonight after getting in the hospital there with the spider bite and everything. Glad he's okay. And got to give a shout out to my teammates at Old Schools Motorsports, Shane Gross and Justin. And definitely we got Shane and him and his wife just had their baby a couple weeks ago. So we got us a new Old Schools teammate there. And I want to thank you and Joe up there in the SR broadcast and all the work y'all do and making us look good out here.
You guys do it. We just come here and call it, man. But we do appreciate it. And congratulations once again, man, on the win. And we'll look for you next week at USA, man. See if these boys got any heat for you.
I'll be there. We'll see what they got. I appreciate it.
All right.
Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
All right, there's your winner, Mr. Tony Gray. Comes out of here tonight. He's got 43 of the 44 laps led tonight. Pretty good race, Joe. Like he was saying too, and when we were just talking to him, man, a lot of these guys are starting to really get comfortable and get into the zone here of being comfortable with these cars. This being the first time out on dirt here at GAC, for a season, and it's starting to show because a lot of these guys, you're seeing a lot of different names up front. You're starting to see a lot of guys, coming from the back or coming from the middle of the field and, being up here at the end, man. So I think it's definitely going to get exciting from here on out.
Yeah, I agree. It seemed like the earlier races, the most we would see was some 2-wide battles going on, and now I think guys are getting more comfortable, more confident. You see some 3-wide, even some 4-wide stuff happening, and it's just really awesome to see. And I think it's only going to get better from here on out.
I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and grab Dean Viney real quick, see if I can get a word in with Dean Viney and just talk to him. I haven't talked to him really since his hospital stay, so let me just see if we can get a word in with Dean and maybe see what's going on with him. Hey, Dean Viney, this is Paul and Joe up in the booth. You got a copy? He might be away. I know he's got other things that he's got to do, but hey, there you go, Dean. Hey, listen, man, we didn't want to bother you. We know you're busy with points and stuff and everything, but we just wanted to get a quick word in with you and find out how you're doing. We kind of talked about it on the broadcast tonight. You decided to go fight with a spider, and I guess he had the best of you. So good to see you're out back home and running. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I guess you just don't mess with them spiders. I guess when you're diabetic, the spiders bites just don't work real good. It had me been down there for about 4 or 5 days there in the hospital trying to get all that nasty infection and everything, and they had to go in and cut it out and everything. But other than that, a little sore, but doing okay.
Yeah, I was like, man, I couldn't believe, when I heard we were saying before, because we were welcoming you back and just letting people know that you're back and everything. And I told Joe, I said before that, I see some spiders around here. I wouldn't really bother them because I know like spiders like to eat, mosquitoes and other bugs and stuff. So I would usually leave them alone. But after hearing what happened to you, man, every time I see a spider now, I can't tell the difference between a good one or a bad one. So I guess, they all get the foot or the vacuum or something, man. But, dude, we were saying kind of jokingly, but I guess there's some truth to it, man. You'd probably be down in that shop fumigating the place to try and clear them out.
Yeah, that happens. We sprayed that all up. That's all good now.
Yeah. But we'll talk to you about tonight's race, man. I'll tell you what, we were talking throughout the broadcast. It's the sixth race. We're starting to go to a couple of tracks for the second time. We're definitely seeing guys start getting more comfortable in these cars, starting to get the feel of the cars. You're starting to see a lot more 3-4 wide racing. You're starting to see a lot more names coming up to the front. Competition is stepping up, man. I know we see it. I'm sure you got to see it. Now, it's got to feel good knowing, first time out here in the dirt season with GAC that these guys are, I believe these next 6 races are going to be stepped up 100%.
Yeah, I think right now the guys, they're getting comfortable. You can tell, me though. I'm still saying 6 cautions ain't bad, but we need to knock that down a little bit. But I think there's a lot of guys are starting to settle in and really starting to get a feel for this is what this dirt does. It's a lot different, and I think they're just settling in now. And yeah, I think it's going to be some real strong and interesting races. And like you say, some of the names you may not see, you're going to start seeing. They get a little more confident in themselves and doing a good job. And I think it's going to be a fun run to the end here.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, we're just glad to see you back. You're okay. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week at USA. But we wanted to get a word in with you before we go through the results and pack things up here, man. And, good to see you're all right.
Yeah, I appreciate it, fellas. And thanks again, as always. Fine job that you two do up there for there in the booth and that and the broadcasting there for SR Broadcasting. Fine job, gentlemen. And keep the good work up.
All right. We appreciate it, man. And go have some fun.
All right, 10-4. Thanks, fellas.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We just wanted to get a quick word in with Dean Viney and, just see how he was doing. Like I said, man, that spiders ain't no joke, man. And I guess I didn't realize being diabetic, too, is double whammy on top of it. But he's back. He's doing good. So hopefully he'll stay away from them spiders. Go find something else to get himself in trouble with.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go over the results, and then we'll go ahead and pack it up. First, we'll run over the summary. We had Tony Gray started on pole. He led 43 of the 44 laps. It did score Randy Perdue for 1 lap. 6 cautions, which really isn't bad. I mean, there was some tight racing going on here all night long. So congratulations on that. Tony Gray comes out of here your winner. Randy Perdue will come home second. 3rd place is Chris Samard. 4th place is Dean Viney. 5th place is Michael Palmer. 6th is John Estes. Len McNeese will finish 7th. Mark Koshix takes home 8th. Paul Cohen is 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Shane Gross.
Finishing 11th tonight is the 25 of Gary Schenk. Jim Locking finishes 12th. 13th is Ralph Connor Jr. Billy Rodenberger finishes 14th. And rounding out the field in 15th is Chuck Shaw Jr.
All right. Well, that's what we got here tonight. Don't forget to tune in next Monday night, 8:45. GAC Racing League will be at the USA Speedway. That'll be race number 7. We'll have the points and see who's moved around in the standings, and we'll bring it to you live again. And I hope you enjoyed the show here. And Joe, I do appreciate you being up here with me every Monday, man. Definitely a pleasure, and hope you had fun, man.
Yes, sir. I mean, still tired. I'm exhausted. Maybe I won't plan any more 4-day weekend trips before I come and help and do things. But, Yeah, I had a lot of fun. This was an awesome race. Um, I'm so happy and thankful to be a part of it. I have a lot of fun doing it with you up here. So, yeah, on to next week and see what it brings us.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody, have a safe week, and we'll see you next Monday here at GAC at USA Speedway. Take it easy, everyone.